The very first distraction is asking the wrong questions, the complete wrong questions. So, things that we ask as a newbie voiceover artist. Where can I get a demo? How much should I charge? What mic interface tech hardware home studio setup should I do? What CRM should I use? This is useless, irrelevant information when you're at the stage that you're at as a newbie. Okay, we can go through them one by one. For example, where should I get a demo? Nowhere. You're not good enough to get a demo. You need to practice. You need to train. Your demo, you could spend $1,500 on. And I'm not saying you're not good enough or nowhere to be like mean, but I don't want you to waste. You may as well put $1,500 in a Ziploc bag and set it on fire. Like, it's not going to be well spent. It's not going to be money well spent. You need to be good enough to get a demo. I don't have a demo yet. I have samples and I'm working my way towards a demo, and that's what you need to do. So asking where, how much they are, anything about a demo, wasting time, distracting you, probably a form of procrastination. The next is how much to charge. Okay, irrelevant. Do you have clients? No, you might say no, but I need to be able to tell them how much. Well, when you get a client, you will learn quick, smart, where to find the rates, how to charge. But do you need to know that right now? No, it's just a distraction. It's a rabbit hole that you could really get stuck down, and more on rabbit holes later. Okay, next, what mic interface tech hardware should I use? How should I set up a home studio? We all know this is a distraction. I still have VO friends that we went to the first course together, and they still don't have anything set up at home. People procrastinate a lot on tech and hardware. Don't let yourself be distracted by tech and hardware as a VO newbie. Just don't do it. Just don't give it that much time. And what CRM? Okay, this is another one to do with clients. A CRM is a client records management or something like that. See, I don't even know, because CRM, yes, you should start keeping track early, keeping records early, but you can investigate Notion, you can investigate Nimble, you can investigate other software. It's another sort of tech question that will take you away from what you need to be doing. So don't worry about CRMs. If you don't have 100 clients, 50 clients, if you haven't knocked on 50 doors, then you got nothing to put in a CRM. These are the kind of questions that we ask. Those are just some examples that we use as distractions when we really aren't ready for the answers anyway. Distraction number 2, nerves, confidence, motivation, issues like that. Okay, these come from comparing yourself to others, specifically comparing yourself to pro voiceovers. Don't do that. That is a recipe for discouragement and a huge distraction. Compare yourself to people like me and you will feel on top of the world. Your self-esteem will soar. And I mean that. That's why I made this course, because I'm just a few steps ahead and I can tell you how to do that. If you compare yourself to pros, I just did a video games course and I asked all the pros, or most of them that came in to guest tutor, what was your first job like? How did you get your first paycheck? And some of them couldn't even remember. They couldn't. Some of them were like, well, back then, I knew someone who was setting up an agency for voiceovers who was already an actor's agent. Or by then I had been acting for 20 years. So you can't compare yourself to pros. You just can't do it. Like I said, compare yourself to people who are just a few steps ahead, and your self-esteem will feel buoyed up and you can keep going. It's a huge distraction to let confidence and nerves and motivation bring you down. Distraction number 3 is rabbit holes. Rabbit holes are similar to asking the wrong questions, but a rabbit hole is where you fall in and you don't come out for ages. And then you're like, oops, where was I? Okay, some examples of rabbit holes for voiceover newbies are sound equipment, solopreneurship, small business marketing, YouTube advice, home studio tours, demo reel production, social media marketing. So when I talk about not letting this distract you, what I mean is if you have downtime, put this stuff there. So you could procrastinate with this, or you could actively rest with this sort of information, which it is interesting for immersing yourself into the voiceover industry. But if you start using it as a distraction, it starts cutting into your actual practical time that you're putting into your own career, then it's a huge distraction and you shouldn't do it. So rabbit holes are something to really look out for. And it's basically about what can you stop doing. So yes, rabbit holes are similar to asking the wrong questions, but it's more like you fall down and you spend hours, weeks, days, months on it, and it really impacts your progress because you now are an expert on small business ownership or solopreneurship or social media marketing for actors. But did you really implement that? Was it practical? You really need to keep going. Learn something, implement it. Learn something, implement it. Don't fall down a rabbit hole and stay down. Distraction number 4, I've mentioned it twice in this video already. It is booth tech setup. I like to waste time watching studio bricks setups. Of course, I want one day. Not of course, but I do want one day. And there's countless videos out there on YouTube where we can look at other people's homes and see how they set up their booth. When you think about it, is that really relevant to us? No. Why don't you set yourself a limit of 3 or 4? And if you've already watched 3 or 4, then you're at your limit. And then you have to start putting it into action and learning about your own space. Along the same lines, distraction number 5 is technical sound. So how your tech sounds, not just the booth setup and watching Studio Bricks videos and watching home setups of how someone built a plywood booth for themselves, but learning all about sound. Maybe you are not just watching, maybe you're really in deep into plugins and audio tech. Maybe you found your calling. Maybe the interest in being a voice artist was actually because you want to be a sound engineer. But for everyone else out there who just finds it interesting and wants to be good at their craft, which their craft is voice acting, get yours to a high quality and stop. Distraction number 6 is something I call YouTube community VO chit chat. VO chit chat, okay, and I am going to name some names, but I love these people, so I don't want it to be like a blast or something like that. It's not, it's just examples. Anthony Pica. I watched a lot of Anthony Pica videos. I haven't watched them for months now. Yeah, I've been in this about 5 months now. I don't think I've watched Anthony Pica for 2 months. So, but his videos, and the other one is Angela, who works with him, they have these super fans that comment like, good morning, and I love your sweater, and no, that's such a big distraction. If you're getting your voiceover career rolling while doing that, then hats off to you. But that kind of chit chat, I want to do it when I already am getting paychecks in. I want to be definitely in a community. That's why I set up a community with this course. Huge part of doing this course is because I just want to talk about it. But it needs to have value. It needs to help people move forward. I'm all about momentum forward, and I'm all about not wasting time. Okay, number 7, there are 8 distractions, so we're at the second last, is other projects. For example, for me, it's creative writing. I love to do creative writing. There's improv that I love to do. Maybe for you, it's learning a language or something else you're devoted to, getting good at, being productive in. Maybe it's your work. This is not a bad distraction. This is just a huge momentum killer. There's probably stats. I know there's some facts on how long it takes us to get back into flow when we get distracted. This is what people are talking about. It's part of life to have other passions, other hobbies. Just be mindful that this is one of the major distractions in ever becoming anything in the voiceover industry, because I don't know why. Voiceover just seems like maybe it shouldn't be that hard. It takes a lot of work, a lot of effort, a lot of dedication, and a lot of focus. And the very last distraction that I want to talk about, distraction number 8, is life. It's work, school, Netflix, pets, family, time management, and burnout. My pets are a huge part of my life. You have things that are a huge part of your life, and that's just life. And the big question is, do you have room in your life right now to become a voiceover artist? If you are ready and wanting to become a voice artist, you might want to check out the intro to my course here, where I talk about how I became a voice artist with no experience and no demo, and figured out the journey from amateur to pro that I want to share with you.